Are
I
you?
got two guys on this side over here.
Really?
Yeah, we got Ashley.
Wow.
What's up,
hey.
man?
This is big time pro shit right here. All right, I'm done here. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. You've been fun. Oh, thanks, dude. Appreciate you. This is awesome. Hey, guys.
How's it going?
What's up, man?
Yeah. Do I have headphones or
Well,
no?
that's the problem.
No problem. No. I'm deaf anyway. Who needs headphones if you're deaf? Fuck it.
They've kind of gone asking the questions in the chat. And I just
What questions? You got questions?
Randy's
Man,
mute.
really cool to see you guys, man. Thanks for hanging with us online. Welcome to Rocket Pod.
So,
Randy, can you
I don't
unmute?
even know where to begin with you. Because you run the gamut. You're the musician, still active. You're doing records and producing and just so many things. What are you doing in your time?
It's all
Hey,
about
Randy.
entertainment, man. My mission is simple: entertain people. And however you do that, whether you tell a joke, write a song, do a show, do a podcast like you guys are doing, audiobooks, DVDs, RFK Media, carefkradio.com. That's just different ways that we entertain people. And that's my mission in life. So it really is pretty simple. If I have to do the puppet show, I don't know. But other than that, we got what you need. I think I should do or both hands. Yeah, this one's broken.
Oh, dang.
That's why there's no puppet show today. I've got a broken hand. I was going to do the puppet show for you, but that costs extra. I was shooting a movie, and I was up on the third floor of the building shooting this movie, and the scene calls for me to get shot and fall off the building. And so I get shot. The fake blood explodes on my chest, and I fall off the building. And there's 3 floors, 3 stories. And just as I get to the ground, they pull the goddamn air mattress away,
bullshit.
and I look at my head.
You heard it here. No stunt doubles.
No stunt double.
Oh,
Man, you could be my stunt double. Look at. Oh, that's shit.
Let's do
John
it.
Keel right there. John Keel, the rock star, the man, the myth, the legend.
oh my gosh! So
I
we were
love
hired.
that.
You're hired.
I'll jump.
I'll
You
give
tell
you
me where
$3,000
to
a year to stand in for me, man. $3,000 a year to be my stunt double.
Oh my gosh! All right, look at that. We got your
Oh, cool.
RFK Media
Nice.
going on. Tell us about that. Tell us everything that involves, man. Because like I'm telling you, you've got so many things going on.
It's out of control, man. This all stems from 2020. I had just signed a deal with Bill Chavis, Highball Music. And I love Bill. He was a sweet dude, really believed in us. Great business mind, great fan, passionate supporter of rock and roll. And he put out an album from us called South by South Dakota during COVID. That's our 2020 Southern Rock Tribute album. And Bill and his wife, who was his partner in business, both went in the hospital during COVID. I think it was August of 2020, and died. And Bill was the champion of my band and many other. I mean, he worked with Quiet Riot and a lot of other bands as well. And he died. Literally, end of story. The label's done. Bill's young, healthy. COVID took Bill from us, and his wife Lori, who's his partner as well. And I'm sitting there going, what do I do now? I got a new record in the works. I want to put out this album called Keel World. I want to really put an exclamation point on my career with music from Steeler, Keel, Ron Keel Band, Ronnie Lee Keel, Black Sabbath, all that. Where do I take it? and some of the other labels would have written me a big check. Frontiers or whoever. I could have cashed in, but I said, man, at this stage of the game, I want to control my property.
Yeah.
We have gone through hell and back trying to get Final Frontier on Spotify. My biggest selling album of all time, Final Frontier, is not on Spotify because I don't own it.
So bullshit.
Universalism. So, man, I need to maintain control. I want to own my whatever I build. I want to own it. So let's form RFK Media as a vehicle for all of my music, the new music, reissues, anything in my catalog that I can resurface or reproduce, and also sign some other bands as well, like the Fifth.
Yeah.
Former MCA recording artist Cold Sweat is on RFK Media. We just signed Bad Marriage. So the whole thing is out of control. It's like, oh, we should sign these guys. They're great. It's absolute mayhem and chaos in my life, in our business. But for myself, it's a reason to own my work.
That's
An opportunity to help some bands that maybe wouldn't get a deal with Frontiers. The Fifth, or I've seen their contracts, man. They're brutal. We are an artist-driven label. We care about the bands. The bands, all you got to do is recoup your expense, whatever we put into you. You know, whether it's manufacturing, promotion, distribution,
It's
recoup
fair.
that, and then from there on, your royalties. Our artists are going to make money. Not a whole lot, but there's even in this day and age, if you sell 5,000 copies of your album, it's a huge success. And back in the day, the week The Right to Rock came out, 1985, January of 85, Right to Rock came out. We sold 90,000 records that week. We became a chart.
wow.
We sell 900 records today, you're going to be top 40. That's just, the game has changed. The rules are the same. The rules haven't changed. Work hard, deliver a great product, bust your ass, entertain people, get your heart and soul. All the basic work ethic.
Right.
That hasn't changed. But the game itself has changed in that regard.
I really like how I was looking at some of your stuff, and I'm just like, this guy knows how to change with the times.
You have to.
And you're being successful doing it.
That's what survivors do. And anytime when I take my philosophy from those who came before me 40,000 years ago. You know, if the bison were not migrating in your direction, you had to hunt and kill something else. You know, caribou, bison, rabbit, you gotta eat. You gotta eat, right? The business, our business is the same thing. We're hunting, we're fishing. We're trying to find the next customer, the next audience, the next buyer, the next. You're trying to sell tickets. You want people to listen to your radio show. You want people to listen to Bleach Bangs.
Yeah.
And you're trying to gain an audience just like we are. We're in the same game. The game hasn't changed. How you're working and why you're here at Rocket Pop. That's why you're here. You're here because you believe in what you do with these guys. And I'm sorry, I'm not letting you get a word in edgewise, Ashton. And
Oh man, you're good. I love
that
it.
Rock Keel guy. He never shuts up. Man.
We
That's
love
why you
it.
guys are here. You're here at Rocket Pop because you want to be heard.
Yeah.
You want to be heard. You want to entertain people. And we're on the same mission. And I tell that to all of my friends in the podcast industry. If you want to be taken seriously as a rock podcast, you got to be a Rocket Pop. And that's why you're here. That's why you've got this table and you're rotating artists in and out in front of this microphone. I'm proud to be a part of what you're doing.
Oh man, thank you so much, because this is what we feel like we're here for you, man. I want want you on a pedestal. I want Roy Kathy on a pedestal. They're just such amazing artists, and that's why we started this podcast. Is not that you're underrated or anything like that. But
and you don't have bleach bangs. You don't even have bags, much less bleach bags. Fucking bunch of bald guys talking about hair metal.
But there were so many bands. I'm from Oklahoma City, Johnson, Topeka, Kansas. There's so many bands that just don't get played on the radio. Nobody knows their next show. Nobody knows what's going on with them. We wanted to give them an outlet. Come on our show. We'll play your music. Talk about your next show. Where are you touring? What's your next album going to be like? When's it come out?
And it's up to the artist. You give us a platform, to express ourselves and to say hello to your audience. It's up to us to connect with that audience. Say, man, I'm Ron Keel. I love music. I think I have something to offer. If you give it a listen, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, buy a CD or an album, I don't care. I'm here to entertain you. If it's not for you, that's cool too. But thanks to these guys at Bleach Bangs for giving us a platform to talk about it and hopefully spread the word.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. And I really wanted to go back on what you were talking about, not owning the rights to some of these things. So many times I've seen a song in a band on Spotify, and I know I've listened to them there, and then all of a sudden they just drop off the face of the earth and you can't find it anymore. And it's like, what the hell just happened? You answered that question.
It's a property right there. Well, a property, the recording, an album, a song, whatever. You have the master recording, and you have the composition, which is the soul.
Yeah.
The recording and the song are two separate properties, kind of like your house and your land. And just because you built the house doesn't mean you still own the house. You just built the house. MCA or A&M or Universal, they own the house that I built. And they can do with it whatever. It's a property to be bought and sold. Just like the stuff that we have with RFK Media. We sign a record deal. We sign our bands. And the Myth or Bad Marriage or the other bands we work with, we have a deal in place with them that gives us a portion of ownership so that we're in control of it. I mean, right. If we want to license that record to an Australian distributor and they can make the records over there in Australia and distribute them there and those fans can buy it, that's great because the shipping to Australia is $25 per CD. Yeah. If you want to ship Keel World to Australia, it's $25. So it's in our best interest and the band's best interest to license that product overseas so they can do the manufacturing, pay us an upfront fee. You may never collect your royalties, so you got to get your money up front.
Right.
Because if they screw you, what are you going to do? Sue them? They're in Australia. They're in Melbourne. I don't have an attorney in Melbourne right now. So you do what you do. So you get your money up front, get your upfront fees, and they put out the record over there, and the fans can buy it at cost as opposed to paying $25 to ship a CD to Australia or England or Canada, even Canada, just across the border to Canada. I don't know about these tariffs or whatever the hell's going on there. I haven't shipped a record to Canada yet today. But, I'm sure there's a few of them in the queue. I don't know how that affects us from a business standpoint, but even to Canada, it's I think $16 to ship a CD
going across the border.
Yeah. And so we want to license our products in those markets so that the fans don't get jacked up. I mean, they should be $15 for a CD. That's plenty. You don't need to be paying $15 for the CD and $25 for the shipping. Screw that. We're going to do whatever we can to make sure it's economical for the audience to get the new music that we want them to hear.
Appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. So John has, he wants to know a little bit more about Keel World, the idea, the concept behind it.
Awesome, John. Thanks for that. Good question. I'm always creating, always writing, always moving forward. And I had got I think 6 new Ron Keel band songs in the can. As we're working on the new record. And I went to dinner with a group of friends, and one of the guys across the table from me said, "Hey, Ron, how's it going? What's new in Keel World?" And he shook my hand. He said, "What's new in Keel World?" It's the name of my new album right there. I literally got my phone out of my pocket. We're at the dinner at the restaurant, and I registered keelworld.com. I admit it. That's the name of my new album. Okay. It's going to be a story of my life set to music, and we're going to have new music from Keel and Steeler and Ron Keel Band and Black Sabbath. It was literally, I don't even remember dinner. I just remember my head turning going, Keel World. That's where I live. That's my place. Everybody's welcome. It's my party. Everybody's invited. This really came from the guys in the bands. Everybody who contributed to this project. It wouldn't be Keel World without a Keel song from the band Keel. Right. And Mark and I, the guys in the band, we're all still really good friends. We're very tight. So Mark had sent me a piece of music, and that piece of music just blew me away. It's called Moving Target. It's on the new album Keel World. And I literally, that day, put the vocal down, wrote the lyrics, and sang the track. So okay, we've got Ron Keel Band, we got Ron Keel, we got a new Keel song from the band Keel. We need a new Steelers song.
Yeah.
And I'm going through my lyric books, flipping the pages, and I saw this title, Give Me Guitars or Give Me Death. I go, wow, that's fucking metal. That's Steeler. That's like a Steeler song. So I wrote the Steeler song, Give Me Guitars or Give Me Death. So now you got all these other, you got Keel, Ron Keel, Steeler, Keel. We got to have a Black Sabbath song on there, right? We got to play some Ronnie Lee Keel country music. Iron Horse is one of my favorite projects of all time. So it really was just, after that, it was, okay, we're going to find the right Iron Horse song. Once you had Steve Keel and Ron Keel, then you've got the foundation for what I feel is the best album of my life. And I appreciate the question. Thank you.
Keel World. Yes. Yeah. RFK Media. I mean, I did. I've been
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much.
bad we had them on our podcast. Absolutely amazing band. Great find. Great sign.
Yeah.
Good job. And I just remember the comment. I don't remember who it was, but I think it was John. And he's like, if my wife ever went back and looked through my search history and it has bad marriage up there, she's going to start questioning a few things about how I'm thinking our marriage is going.
I've Googled it. Bad marriage. I've Googled it. It's not pretty. Maybe that's a blessing or a curse. I always base it on my opinion of a band name. And who's to say? The Beatles is probably not the best name for a band, but it worked for them. I envision it at an arena. 18,000 people packed. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bad Marriage. I can see that.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Ron Keel. So that, to me, that arena introduction is, are they really capable of attaining that level? And the band name, I think it's important. What you call it, it's important. That name, that brand, and Bad Marriage has a great logo, great imagery. And who hasn't had a bad marriage? I mean, we can all relate, right?
Been there, done that.
Oh, shit. Ron, thank you so much for joining us.
You guys really shouldn't talk so much during the interviews. You should probably just keep a low profile. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. We're
Can I
getting a
hear
little
them?
loud.
Talk to me.
We're getting a little loud over here. I already know.
All right, good. Because I'm deaf, and so am I. Man, but it's great seeing you guys. This is a nice screenshot. I can take a picture of the screenshot. Then I'll make you famous.
Love it.
I'm always
that?
ready.
Cool. Ron, I was wondering if I can get an autograph on your.
Of course.
I didn't want you to escape.
Nice. Oh, the frontier stuff. Don't tell me. What's the label? Rock Candy. The Rock Candy reissue. This one sounds good, man. I was blown away with these remasters. I heard stuff I didn't even know was there.
I didn't even know I did
The
that.
remastering is really amazing. I don't know how they did it. But it's very impressive. I'm really proud of these. They quit selling them to me. I was their biggest customer. We're not going to sell you anymore. Because I buy them at wholesale, sign them, and sell them for double my money. You know?
Of course you did. Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
I paid, $12, and I'll sell them for $25.
Oh yeah, it's still a
They
market.
quit selling them. Roculate by shit from us, no more. Because they couldn't compete with that. I'm directly connected to the fans and the audience.
Yep.
Unfortunately, but this is a great release, and they did a great job on the booklet, the remastering, all that. Very proud
Really
of that.
impressed.
Is this for me? Nice. We have some nice party gifts.
Yeah, exactly. a little bracelet over
This
here.
is Keel of Fortune. Welcome to Keel of Fortune.
I think I just heard a new album title come out.
I guess we should have taken them out of the plastic.
real.
I kind of makes them look.
I have a broken hand. I can't open it. No, I'm kidding. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
I'm all
shit.
about this all day
Hold
long.
on, hold on.
Where were
Get
you
one of
3
that.
hours ago?
Get one
Oh,
of
hell
that.
Oh, yeah.
Back at you.
yeah. Right on, guys. I appreciate you.
You bet. Thank you so much, John.
Meanwhile, all I can hear in the background is the other Ron laughing.
Clear, please fall. Why
I
not?
used to have
Me and you can just sit here in the background and have full blown, just detached conversation if we wanted to, and
Like
no
for
one would ever
real.
notice.
Like for real.
Bleach handbags.
They'll go back to the live stream and he'll look at the recordings and be like, "Holy shit, you guys were just talking to each other the whole fucking time about nothing."
That's the thing is that they'll probably hear it all on the live recordings, but nobody can hear us there. So
Exactly.
I'm sure it could get entertaining real fast.
My name is Randy, and I'm from Oklahoma City. And I got two gentlemen on here, Ashton and John. And you probably
What's
won't
up?
be able to hear them because I suck and didn't bring headphones.
Oh, all right.
We're,
Do they know I'm not just ignoring them?
yeah, they can hear you.
Oh, they can
I
hear
got
me.
a chat over here.
I'll be like, you wouldn't answer any more questions. You're an asshole.
Social media.
No wonder they canceled that show.
What show? Oh man,
Show
thank you.
that bought me a house thing. Guys.
Right?
Heavy Metal bought me a house.
Damn
My
right.
autobiography.
Damn right. Well, speaking of, I know you're a metalhead, but how did you and the team from that metal show actually come about? Were you guys just in the same circle? Like
Yeah, we were in a rub and tug,
Yeah.
and
okay.
yeah,
All right. All right. Are there any?
we
pictures
all
or
had dirt on
anything
each
of this?
other, so we basically had to keep our secrets,
Yeah,
from our
yeah.
girlfriends.
So,
Yeah. Jim Florentine and I, we're out doing comedy gigs as we still do, and we would always, when we come back from gigs, we couldn't wait to get in the range of Eddie Trunk's radio show because like here's a guy who's got a heavy metal radio show,
Right.
and he was obviously super popular in the New York, New Jersey area.
You never met him?
Never met him, but we're like, God, this guy could talk about Saxon for 20 minutes. We got to meet him.
No shit.
And then eventually we met him at an Ozfest backstage, and that's how it all got started. So, and still friends to this day.
You know, that kind of reminds me of how I met John. I was at Rocklahoma, and this guy just knew so much music trivia. It just made me sick. I was like, how does this guy know that much shit? And so when we went to do this podcast or had an idea for it, I was like, I've got the guy because he knows so much random, carnal, just crazy things about Saxon.
Right.
Well,
I mean, even to this day, as much as I've worked with Eddie over the years and been friends with him, sometimes he'll spit something out, and I'll go, "There's no reason for you to know that." How is that possible? That's in your brain still after all these years.
Oh my goodness!
So you guys are from Oklahoma?
Yeah.
So how do you become beach bangs? There's no beach in Oklahoma.
No, bleach.
Oh, bleach.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, bleach bangs.
So
that's more appropriate.
Yeah. There's no bangs.
Not for you, but yeah.
It just sounded really 80s to us.
Yeah, well, hair metal.
Exactly.
I do hair comedy.
Exactly. Yeah, and everybody had bangs, and it was bleached.
Yeah, sure.
Put them together, and then it just paints a picture of, I see what they're about. 80s rock and roll.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I mean, we just wanted a platform to all the local bands that are around. John's in Topeka, Kansas, and we had another co-host that was in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Who has a metal mayor. The mayor of Albuquerque is a huge metalhead.
There were so many bands up there, but they never get heard.
Yeah.
They don't get on the radio. So we wanted to give a platform to go, come over here, we'll play you, and then we'll talk about your next show.
Yeah.
What do you got going on next? You got an album coming out, huh? So we wanted to give them a platform to promote themselves, and it's been very successful for a lot of folks.
Yeah, good. To help, for all of us to try to help out new bands is so important.
Yeah.
Because while it's easy to get music out there now because you can put up your own Spotify channels and things like that, but how do you cut through all the other bands that are doing the same thing?
Exactly.
And so for you to give bands that opportunity, it's so super important. I listen to so much music still. I love plugging, new bands that I'm into because otherwise, the word never gets out there. So that's cool that you do that.
Absolutely. Rockstrap.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Sure.
What do you got going on?
Yeah. Here, I got a guitar pick for you. Rockstrap is myself and Keith Roth, the great radio DJ from Sirius XM, great musician as well.
I didn't know that.
Playing with the Dictators currently, which is really cool, the old classic punk band.
Yeah.
And Keith and I, obviously, I've interviewed almost every rock star under the sun.
Right.
But when the camera's off, the last thing they want to talk about is their new album, their last tour, any of that stuff. And you end up talking, I realized, we end up talking about sports or something.
Sports.
And so that was the concept, so we took Jockstrap and we made it Rockstrap. And it's us interviewing rock guys about sports and sports guys about rock. And it gives a different, obviously for the fans, it's nice to hear, your favorite rock star talk about something you've never heard him talk about.
Yeah, who are they a fan of?
Like when we had Blackie Lawless from Waspon, he was telling these great stories about going to see the 61 Yankees with his dad when he was a kid and, taking the subway to the game, to Yankee Stadium.
And you would never pull that story out of him any other way.
Yeah, and of course we'll talk about some music, but I like it too because it's not the same old interview. So how's the new record? How's and so it's nice. It's just a little, and then of course hearing sports guys who talking cliches in interviews. It's great to get somebody on and go, oh yeah, I got up and jammed with Pearl Jam one night, and because they all secretly want to be rock stars. So,
Yes.
yeah, that's the concept of the show, and we're having a lot of fun doing it.
Very cool.
Where
Yeah.
can people catch the show at?
It's on all the where you get your finer podcasts, or at least your mediocre ones. And we're putting up a YouTube channel. We're slowly
that's
but
going to be
surely,
great. That's going to be great.
as everybody. But yeah, Keith and I are New Jersey buds, and we're having a lot of fun.
Good stuff. Is that video? I've only listened to it on Spotify.
Right now it's just audio, but we do video all of them. Okay. So eventually, when the YouTube channel is properly set up, we'll release all the video of everything.
Awesome. Awesome.
But really, I mean, Keith and I are like Jersey fives. Like on a good day. So you don't really need to see us.
That's kind of how we are too. When we first started, years back,
16 years ago.
that it was all audio, it was on Blog Talk Radio, and people would phone in.
Blog Talk, yeah.
They'd phone in and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And then we took a break, and then we're like, hey, you guys feel like doing it again? We're like, well, the game has kind of changed. We've got to kind of go video now, but we're like, but look at us.
I mean, look at John.
Look at John.
Which one's John? Sergeant
The
Sleeves?
bald one.
I like the nickname.
But then we've got Ashton. We try.
Ashton's the young stud.
Yeah, he keeps us nice and fresh. It's like, okay, enough 80s, Joe.
Yeah. Can you ever get enough 80s? Come on.
No.
He was raised on 80s,
Oh,
so he knows it all.
Oh, is that your kid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. I just got off the Monsters of Rock cruise, and so that's all 80s, basically.
Right.
And although they book bird bands that sound like 80s bands too. So,
Exactly.
so that's just it's great that there's this real. I mean, this is now this retro people getting back into the 80s thing. It's been happening for like the last decade, and it's still going strong, which is amazing. Everything comes back around,
Is it going to hold? Is it going to stick?
Mullets came back, bell bottoms came back.
Yeah.
Everything comes back around again.
Yeah. It like when Steel Panther first came out, It's like, oh god,
yeah, exactly. They probably had no idea that it was going to become a thing.
No way,
yeah.
No way.
Right, we're a parody of an '80s band, but they're putting out records of their new material when it was really supposed to just be kind of a goof.
Yeah.
But people really got into it, and I love it. I think it's
Those
hilarious.
cats can play, though.
Yeah.
Holy
shit.
They're legit, we've seen them multiple times just a few weeks ago, actually. And just watching Satchel, it's like, this dude.
Oh, yeah.
This dude.
I bother them all the time. I want to tour with them, because it was so fun, to do comedy and with those, opening for those guys. Yeah. So I'm going to wear them down, though. I wore my girlfriend down. I could wear her. It took 13 years to wear my girlfriend down. So eventually I'll get on a Steel Panther tour. But I've done a bunch of stuff with them, like social media stuff, and that they ask me, because they love comedy and stuff. So they're great guys.
So let's hear about Denim and Laughter and how that is going currently.
Well, Denim and Laughter was my last comedy album.
Okay.
So all my comedy albums are parodies of my favorite rock albums. So my first album was Live and Hilarious instead of Live and Dangerous by Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
My second album was Hell Bent for Laughter instead of Hell Bent for Leather by Judas Priest.
Yep.
My third album was Communication Breakdown, which was a tribute to Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And then Denim and Laughter. I struck up a friendship with the Saxon guys when Biff came and did that metal show, and we stayed in touch. And I rode on the bus with him a bunch of times, and Biff's like, you make all your albums parodies of the bands that you love, but you don't have a Saxon one yet. And I go,
here we go.
And so I started thinking real quick through the Saxon songs and albums, and I go, Denim and
Denim and Laughter. And he goes, "That's it, mate." They gave me permission to, use the actual artwork from Denim and Leather on the front and the back, and then my newest album is No Sleep Till McSorley's instead of No Sleep Till Hammersmith. And the Motorhead camp was also cool enough to let me use the original artwork. So I'm photoshopped in with Lemmy and Filthy and Fast Eddie, and the back as well. But I took out their pictures and put mine in there. And Phil Campbell played the opening, like, instrumental guitar solo at the beginning of the album. So, it's just because I still like the physical product. So that's why I like to. That's a big part of it for me is the packaging. Yeah. But I always say, like, you don't have to like hard rock and metal to enjoy what's in it. But if you love the music we love, the packaging will mean something to
Absolutely.
You get out of that. So
I was really excited because we went to the show last night that you guys were hosting, and when they came out there, and we're gonna have a comedian up there singing Don. What? And then Hal gets up there.
Oh yeah. Oh no, Hal killed it, man. I don't get, and that's a tough song to sing. King's X over my head. Yeah.
Holy shit.
I know.
Holy shit.
Well, Hal's got that Van Halen tribute band, Nerd Halen.
Yes.
Who are awesome. So Hal. Besides being a great comic, he's actually a legit great singer too. So
you're right. I was actually blown away. I was like, how did he just hit that? I did not see that.
You don't want me anywhere near that microphone. Trust me. It's
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Looks like we're getting the wrap up.
All right.
But, I really appreciate
yes, my people are rapping.
I got a handler.
Exactly. So it was a real pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Sergeant Sleeves, behave yourself. Use a condom.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Bye, man.
Sharon's watching. Hi, Sharon.
Can y'all even hear us?
If you turn off the laptop mic and just leave that one, are you okay?
Y'all have Rufus on your schedule? Okay, it's not showing up.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Get a little bit more nice.
All right. Yeah, we need to.
No, that's totally cool.
I'm good.
So yeah, he like on the
Okay. It's okay. Did you guys catch that?
So I figured I'd go ahead and come give y'all a heads up. So you see me come with something here in a little bit.
Okay.
John, I don't know if you heard, but they just got told that Rob Rufus has not shown up yet.
Oh, okay.
Did you mute this?
So it might just be 3 for this run. And yeah, that's for people sitting around watching. We got sounds like one more in this little bit of streaming. I mean, it'd be nice if we had 2 more, but sounds like we'll just have Joey coming up next.
Right on, guys. We do have
Okay, can you guys hear me on this?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder, is he not able to hear us when we talk anymore?
I don't know.
He
might
used to
not-
be able to.
Like maybe his earpod thing's not
Yeah,
in.
they can hear. You can hear it. Joey, great to meet you, Randy. Out of Oklahoma City. I got a couple of my friends on here. That is and John out of Oklahoma City and Topeka. Awesome. And you're one of the reasons I'm here, man. I was extremely excited to have you on. All right. So, Joey, there is no doubt about it you love music.
Yeah.
It just seeps out of your pores, and everybody around you can feel it. That's why you take it off so well. It's just like he loves it. He is just rock and roll.
Yeah.
You know. And who was your musical influence? Where is it a I can see some country that you do, and then rock and roll. I mean, who did you grow up listening to?
Well, when I was younger, man, Steve Tyler, he's a little bit older than me. And he's one of and Kiss, listen to them, and Rush, remember Rush, and, all these guys, Boston, back in the day, Metallica,
You're all over. That's awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's kind of like me. It's like nobody needs to label it country, rockabilly. Good music's fucking good music, man.
country, I love it all. And I can do it all. That's what I'm saying. I can cover a lot of different
Yeah.
I'm glad I can, bring back the music. So I don't want it to die. That's why I bring it back. Have y'all heard these, man? Come on. These are legends I'm singing.
Exactly.
I want y'all to know this, and let's keep this and try to learn from them, okay? And bring it back. I want it to come back. Before I die, please bring it back.
You have a whole new demographic out there. I mean,
I'll do everything it takes to get there.
you're reaching all these younger TikTok people, and they're like, "Who is it? I need to go check it out." So kudos to you, man. Kudos to you for introducing music they would normally not even listen to.
Yeah.
So I really love what you're doing because you're genuine and sincere about what you're doing. So it shows through. So I also wanted to make sure that we put out there your link tree, which takes us to everything you've got going on. I mean, you've got Cameo.
A lot of Cameo.
What's that?
A lot of Cameo.
Yeah, a lot of Cameo, I'll bet. And you've got a song called Bass Man out right now. What was your inspiration there? It's a little bit on the countryside.
Well, I recorded that song right here in Nashville. My manager is actually one of the songwriters of it. Him and another guy from West Virginia wrote that song 13 years ago.
13 years
And they
ago.
never done anything with it until they have met me. We released it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So everybody go out there, get on his link tree, and you can check it out. It's on Bandcamp right now. But wait for the release, and it's you can download it as well, right?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. We even got a karaoke to it. So
Hell yeah.
people put it on the radio already, and this is probably some nightclub and stuff. People are using it. They're using it in their videos and stuff when they're fishing and stuff. I've seen the videos of that.
Good stuff. Good stuff. But oh my gosh, but I really think that what you're doing and the way you're going about it has been an inspiration to just a shot in the arm for the music community. Just everybody seeing how much fun you're having, and that's all it's about, man. And performing last night, have you ever been in a band?
I've never had a band behind me before, but last night it was a lot better than what I do in my little studio at the house. I'm gonna tell you that, because I can actually hear it better, and it's just a better feel and makes you want to get into it and really perform.
Well, you were getting into it, I'll tell you that.
It's better with a band behind you. I love it. And they were good. They were good.
Yeah, they're real good, real good. And that's what was going through my mind the whole time I was watching you. I was like, I heard he's never been in a band or played with a band, and then he's getting up there and just freaking killing it.
I choked the shit out of
Yeah,
it.
you sure.
Hell yeah.
So what gave gave you the idea of giving away signed nunchucks?
People like them, you know, and they think that's an image that nobody else has really in America. You know, it's always overseas in China, or Japan, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got American people that are just as mean and badass as they are. You know.
Awesome. Yeah, I watched one of your videos and actually because you actually know how to use them, and and somebody asked you how you came about learning how to use them and talking about walking down the sidewalks of your hometown
Had
and
to
stuff
take
like
our
that.
sidewalk back,
Love
and
it.
I did.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you want to know about it. They're lethal. They're dangerous. They really are, especially in my hands. They are.
Yeah.
Quick,
Oh.
quick and fast. You won't see it coming.
Hell
And you'll
yeah.
think you got hit by a 44 Magnum in the head.
You ever been hit by it? Of course you have.
I mean,
Practice
yeah,
it.
I cut my face with it when I first started. Knots on the head, black eyes, and everything. Oh, that's how you learn. You got to be tough to learn them.
Hell yeah. That's what I was wondering where you were from. You were talking about on that, and just something as crazy as taking back the sidewalks. They're forcing you to get off the sidewalk when you're just walking down the sidewalk.
Yeah.
That just blows
It
me
was
away.
back in them days. That was the late. How I say that was pretty much the late '60s, or right there at '70s, the beginning of the '70s.
Yeah.
About 1972 or something.
Awesome.
Yeah. That was pretty bad back then.
Ashton wants to know when you're going to learn how to use bullwhip now.
Well,
Yeah,
I've done that before. Yeah.
Those are lethal.
What I'm really lethal with is rifles and guns and pistols and stuff.
Hell yeah.
I'm real good at that.
Hell yeah.
Slingshots, whatever, bow and arrow. Yeah, I'm another Robin Hood. Anything I touch, I got a skill that I'm going to be really good at. I do a lot of shooting, you know.
Have you always lived in the cities and stuff? Or it sounds like a lot of that stuff is stuff that you would normally do out in the country. And
I've lived in the country most of my life.
Good deal. And I was thinking back to riding dirt bikes. I've seen you on dirt bikes.
Four-wheelers and stuff.
Yeah. So like he's gotta get out there, out of the city at some point.
Yeah, I'm a country boy.
All right.
Really is.
Oh my goodness. John, you got anything? I think he can hear you.
Well, maybe only sometimes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just, you are the inspiration for me wanting to come up here, and as soon as I saw your name on there, I was like, I got to be there. I got to talk to him. I really love everything that you're doing, and I love the success that you're having doing it because you deserve it. You are rock and roll, man. And so thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you. You killed it last night. Killed it.
All they got to do is follow Joey Breaux Official on Instagram, Joey Breaux on YouTube, and also TikTok.
Awesome.
We get to put most of our stuff on Instagram because they don't mute it. Good song.
Yeah.
Hey there. I'd say.
Okay. All right.
You're going to hear Guns N' Roses. It's going to be on Instagram.
You heard it. Instagram, baby.
We're going to sing.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you so much.
All right,
And, keep rocking, man. Keep rocking.
All right.
All right. Well, they did say Rob Rufus has not showed up. So,
I think we should leave the stream running until we know for sure.
Yep.
What's
agreed.
that?
We're going to leave the stream up for now.
Interviewing everybody.
How is the sound?
Can you even hear us?
I use these to hold my wallet together.
Randy, can you hear us?
Serious.
I can hear you.
So once you
Every
start
time we talk, you don't seem to respond.
Do what?
Every time we talk directing towards you, you tend to not respond.
I'm sorry. I am very overstimulated.
Yeah. So
Oh,
we
I can
thought
imagine.
we just thought you couldn't hear
Do
us.
what?
get sponsors.
But yeah, I can't tell if it's sounding good. I guess Sharon was watching and said it was echoing a lot. So
Yeah, he texted me the same thing, and I pretty much told him, I was like, we're out of microphones. Like we're at plan C at this point. We're just surviving.
so
But I mean, honestly, as a plan C, as a survival, it's not bad. It's really not bad.
so should we end the stream?
That's your call.
Yes.
You're the one that's there. You're with the most current information.
Yeah, I think we'll end this stream.
Okay, say less.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.